Okay, we're back. We're back for qualifying at the F1 2025 USA Grand Prix in Austin, Texas, the circuit of the Americas. Okay, qualifying is going to start in just 1 minute's time. Interesting sprint race, wasn't it? Both McLarens out. First corner, lap one. Max Verstappen not only taking pole, but also taking first place. Very good news for Max, that. Very good news for Max. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I just popped off my shoes. You know, just getting comfortable. Just getting comfortable. It is 10 o'clock here on a Saturday night in the UK. All cars now lined up on the pit lane, waiting to come out for Q1. And what we're going to expect? Well, Hulkenberg, although had a terrible sprint race due to being involved in that first corner incident on lap one with the two McLarens and Fernando Alonso, did put that Sauber P4 in qualifying, an SQ3. So you can't argue with that. Maybe Hulkenberg's got some pace. Maybe he's that outside chance of a surprise. So Q1 has started. We have 17 minutes left of Q1. Got my feet up. Got everything I need. I'm sure you have too, to enjoy this qualifying session. Yuki Tsunoda's on the screen right now. He had a remarkable race in the sprint race because of all the carnage that happened first corner. Lap one, Yuki managed to gain 11 places. 11. P18 to P7. Incredible result for him. A little bit lucky, obviously. A little bit lucky. But, you got to take your luck when you can get it. You really do. But how are McLaren going to respond after both cars being eliminated from the sprint race on the first lap at the first corner? Zach Brown said none of his drivers were at fault. I do agree with him. It was a racing incident. It was a gap that was created because Oscar Piastri was putting a move on Lando Norris. He went to the outside. This was making a move for P2. Norris is in P2. Norris then defends and that creates a gap on track that Hulkenberg, who's in P4, moves into, just as Piastri tries to throw the outside move as a dummy and come inside. Hence, racing incident. No action was taken. It was the right call from the stewards. No action should have been taken, but it did obviously ruin McLaren's race and Hulkenberg's as well, which was a shame because Hulkenberg ending up qualifying P4 was pretty darn good, actually. But Ocon's out on track. Ocon did not have a good time. He got hit by Lance Stroll in a crazy move by Stroll, about 100 meters back. Tried to put a move on Ocon. Oh, just sideswiped him. Hadjar, red flag already in Q1. Hadjar already had an incident. So, Hadjar, that's big news. Isaac Hadjar is already out in Q1. Put it in the wall. I don't know the full incident. I'm waiting to see a replay of what actually happened. I don't know if it's his outlet, but that is your breaking news. Hey, Gemma. Thanks for joining us at this late time on a Saturday night for US Grand Prix qualifying. And Hadjar is not happy. He is kicking. Yeah, Hadjar, Gemma. Hadjar has crashed his racing balls. He is kicking the wall. He is furious. Watching it now. Turn 6. 150 mile an hour crash. This. Woo! 150 mile an hour crash. Wow. He's walked away. That's the main thing. He thinks it could be a crosswind, but it's an error. It's a driver error. It's a driver error. Hadjar, put it in the wall. Our racing balls will not be coming back out. Wow. Yeah, they're going to have to quite a bit of work to do on that car before tomorrow, for the race. I feel sorry for him. Just a rookie error, unfortunately. Okay, well, Hadjar is looking for a difficult Grand Prix now. He'll be at the back. Wonder what Lawson can do in the other red racing balls, because obviously he's still in an audition, really, isn't he? Lawson's really fighting for a seat for next year. So Lawson does have a chance here to really cement himself this weekend as the lead Racing Bulls driver. Hey DT, yeah, it's early to be out for Hadjar, definitely. Rookie error, that. Yeah, that's right, Motorsport fan. Hadjar really furious. He's kicking the wall. He's not pleased. I'm interested what Zach Brown's saying right now while it's red flags on. Zach Brown's talking to Crofty on Sky Sports F1. So Zach Brown does not seem happy, and I don't blame him. Having both McLarens out in that sprint race has pissed him off. What does that mean for team orders? I actually don't think team orders matter. Because, if, like I said, Oscar Piastri was doing the right thing. He was trying to race Lando Norris. He had every right to put a move on Lando at the first corner. That's exactly what Lando did to him in Singapore in the main Grand Prix. So Piastri's going to go for it regardless in the race. So let's see what they can do in qualifying. But Lando was quick in qualifying. He was quicker than Piastri. Destroy Television says, today's the last day I rely on ChatGPT to give me the start times for F1. Missed watching the sprint live. Yeah, you did. You missed it. It was loads of action as well. The first corner, first lap, it was carnage. Absolute carnage. The only unfortunate thing was that we ended the race under safety car. So the last 3 laps where we could have had some real put a good move on Leclerc to pass him. Hey, Summer. Nice to have you with us this late night, Saturday night qualifying session. You missed the sprint race as well, Summer. Where were you? There was loads of action. First corner, first lap, brilliant. Yeah, it was total chaos. Yeah, total chaos. Absolutely. Are you sleeping? Sleeping summer. Yeah, it was total chaos, honestly. Both McLarens out on the first corner. Oof. Oscar Piastri's car lifted about 6 foot in the air. And Hulkenberg qualified P4. It wasn't his fault. He got the blame initially for the accident, but it definitely wasn't Hulkenberg's fault. And the stewards agreed that it wasn't. It was just a racing incident. But it's a shame for Hulk. And Alonso as well. He managed to miss the crash, put himself into P2, and then he ran over some carbon fibre and got a flat tyre, which was brutal because he was looking very good for a, high points podium. So, I felt sorry for Alonso as well, actually. He did get touched by Hulkenberg, to be fair, in the first corner of the first lap. So, yeah, it was just a crazy first lap. Zach Brown's just been talking on Sky Sports F1 and he's really pissed off. Even though he's trying not to show it. He didn't want the one thing Zach Brown doesn't want is both cars crashing out, obviously. That's the worst nightmare for him. But what Oscar did show is here to race. He was putting a move on Lando Norris on the first corner, the first lap, just like Lando did to him in Singapore, right? Well, they're back on track now. No one's put a time up yet. So we've had one car eliminated already. Isaac Hadjar. I think it was literally his out lap. So if you are just joining us, that is your breaking news. Isaac Hadjar is eliminated. He'll be starting at the back. So, session's going to start again in 2 minutes. That's the thing about qualifying. Me and Motorsport Fan have experienced this before. Was it Baku, Motorsport Fan, that we were watching the qualifying together? And it was like a 1 hour qualifying session turned out to be like 2 hours because of all the red flags. Yeah, it was funny. It was just, what was it, 6 red flag incidents in Baku. Crazy. And then in the race, we had one DNF, only one car put in the wall. That was Oscar Piastri. First lap, turn 5. Yeah, the Battle of Baku, Gemma, exactly. Not a great weekend for McLaren there either. So they'll be restarting again in 2 minutes. So looking at early performance from this weekend, I'm hoping to see. I'd like to see Hulk make up for it. I'd like to see a Sauber getting into Q3. That would be good stuff. I'd like to see Alonso getting into Q3 again, and I think he can because the car looks pretty good actually this weekend. Williams looking pretty strong as well as from the midfield. Carlos Sainz is buzzing at the moment with his upturn in form with his podium at Baku and his P2 qualifying position. So I think Carlos Sainz has found some pace in that Williams, and he has been quicker than Alexander Albon last 3 races, I think. So that's a big shift because Albon was he scored like 70 odd points in the championship to Carlos Sainz's 30 something 32. So it's good to see Sainz quicker than Albon. Great, his confidence must be sky high because he's a great driver, no doubt about it. Gemma said it's 48 degrees over there. 48 degrees. Track temperature. Well, if it is, then that Mercedes should be awful. Because the Mercedes will not work in hot temperatures normally. But then again, you know, won at Singapore. So what do we know? We know the Mercedes did only work on cool, dry conditions. Singapore wasn't cool and dry. It was dry. Yeah, they'll be baking if that's the case. Absolutely baking. They're losing tyre temperature though. With this queue to get out of the pit lane, this is what Charles Leclerc and Hamilton were complaining about during the Singapore Grand Prix in qualifying. They said what Mercedes got right was they hit their quick laps at the right time because they got them out on track at the right time. Whereas the Ferrari pit wall did not do that for Leclerc and Hamilton, and they lost about 5 degrees of tyre temperature, which affected their qualifying pace. Yeah, they publicly slated their own team for that. But the Haas, I like the Haas livery for this race. I think they've done a good job. Adding the stars to the livery, it looks good. I'm in a far more relaxed position. I've got my feet up on my desk. It's because it's Saturday night. All I need is like a couple of beers, cigar. Hulkenberg's out on track. Well, I'm rooting for the Hulk again. I am. I think he really did get the shitty end of the stick in the sprint race. So I am rooting for the Hulk this time. But he has found some pace because Nico Hulkenberg, yeah, Nico Hulkenberg has been quick all weekend, actually. He's out on track now. I think he's going for a fast lap. He's going for his banker lap. Obviously, he's faster sector one because he's the first guy to put a time up. Gemma's saying she got some Crimbles to snack on. I do love a Crimble. A Crimble cookie, if you never had one. I don't think you get them in the States, do you? DT will know. The Crimbles cookies in the States, I don't think you get them, but they're really good. Like coconut and jam. Oh, lovely. So the Hulk's out there putting in a banker lap. Fastest sector 2. Sainz is out putting a time up as well. Piastri's not out yet. Rock and roll Saturday night here, exactly. Crimbles cookies and Formula One. An F1 grandstand, baby. That's exactly what we want. So Hulkenberg's putting a 1:34.3. That's not going to be quick enough for Paul. So Hulkenberg's actually 0.3 faster than Bortoletto on his first lap. Okay, so 10 minutes left of Q1. Behrman has gone up to P2. Obviously, all the big boys haven't really put a time in yet. Verstappen's on a lap now. Let's see if he can put a marker down. Behrman's been quicker than Ocon, though, all weekend. Ollie Behrman, I keep saying it. He will be in a Ferrari in 2027. He will. He'll be driving. Lawson's gone fastest. 1:34.2. Alonso's gone quickest. He's gone to 1:33.7. Is half a second faster than Lawson. All of these guys are out on the softs as well, which is the fastest time. Verstappen's gone fastest first sector. Russell's P2. He's a tenth slower than Alonso. But Verstappen is on a lap here. He's at the fastest first sector. Let's see. He's in his final sector now. Looks tidy. Final corner. Tidy. On the pit straight. Verstappen goes fastest with a 1:33.5. God, he's 1/10 quicker than Alonso. Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing, Motorsport fan. That's not a slow lap from Alonso. That's pretty decent. In Q1, that looks pretty decent. Leclerc's gone fastest. He finds pace in sector 3. Yeah, I think I don't know what it is with Alonso. He is finding some pace in the Aston Martin, and then obviously Lance Stroll is just nowhere near him. Nowhere near him. Piastri on a lap. It doesn't look that quick. See how? Let's get his time for his second sector time. Not that quick. He's going to need a very good sector 3. Yeah, he is. He's going to need a very quick sector 3 here if he wants to make a dent. And look, Hamilton's gone P3. He's a 1.5 tenths slower than Leclerc. Gasly he has put in a time there. Is it risk at P8? Still got Norris to put a time in. Albon and Sainz also to put times in, so he is at risk. But Gasly has put a decent time. It's faster than Yuki. Yuki Tsunoda is down in P10. Stroll's down in P14 with Alonso up in P4. I mean, it's just not good enough, is it? Just not good enough. This is not a good first sector for Norris side. Oh, he's all over the place. He exceeded track limits. Yeah, Norris got to abandon that lap. It was horrendous. Big errors from Lando Norris there on his first quick lap. He's had to bail out of it. Yeah, and that is not good. He's got 7 minutes left. Two Williams still not put a time in yet. Where did he go wrong? He clipped the curb. That threw him off. Yeah. See the track limits. Yeah, what a mess. That's a mess from Norris. He did save the car well, though. He could have lost it completely. He was he hit a slide, counter steered, kept it on the, kept it within sort of the tarmac-ish, but outside of track limits. So Norris going again for another lap. So each sector's got a different fastest driver. Sector 1, Verstappen. Sector 2, Russell. Sector 3, Leclerc. So Norris is on a hot lap. He needs to get a banker lap on the board to... Piastri's put a time in. It's P6. Not great. Sainz has put a lap in, P4. That's decent for the Williams. That should be good enough to put him through to Q2, actually. Only 0.2 off Leclerc's fastest time. Hulkenberg's in the pits. Can he come out and put in a good lap time? I mean, look, the elimination zone at the minute, you got Colapinto, Albon, Bortoletto, and Norris. Hadjar is obviously out in Q1 already. Norris, fastest second sector. This could be good enough. It should be good enough. Yeah, 33.8. Norris P7, so safely through to Q2. That should be safe through to Q2 for Norris. Motorsport fans says the only thing we didn't see from Alonso in his F1 career is him driving a dominant championship winning car. I agree. Just imagine how much more of a difference he can offer. He has that kind of... Exactly. Alonso moved teams at the wrong time in his career. He just made bad choices, didn't he, with his team choice? But everyone on the grid always said what a top tier driver Alonso is, and he's still a top tier driver, and yeah, and he's gonna have a top tier car next year, and that's when we can really see whether it, you know, in a newie car. I think if you're a betting man, a little bet on Alonso, I think you got great odds. Great odds on Alonso winning 2026 World Drivers' Championship. Worth an outside bet. Russell's gone fastest in Q1 now. Leclerc's coming out to do another lap. Everyone's going to do another lap. There's 2 minutes 45 left. Then we're going to get a hot lap off everybody. Apart from Hadjar, obviously, who crashed on his outlap in Q1. Little reminder, Isaac Hadjar already eliminated. Kimi Antonelli overcooking it a little bit in turn 9. But goes P2, and he's 2/10 off Russell. So Russell and Antonelli will obviously be safely through. Ferraris will be through. Really, the danger men right now is Stroll, Colapinto. Albon needs to put a lap in. Sorry, he needs a hot lap. Sainz out P6 at the moment. Oh, so Motorsport fan says in sprint qualifying, Hulkenberg's car had the lowest ride height among all the cars on the grid, and they have to raise the height of the car for quali. Really, is that why Hulkenberg's car was so competitive? They're running uber low ride height. The main thing is, yeah, I think that's more the problem with Hulk's car is, have they done a good enough repair since he binned it? Wow, this is going to be close here. Yuki could be in trouble here. Bortoletto's gone P14. Is Stroll going to put in a time fast enough? Stroll's gone P11. All of you Lance Stroll bashers, he's gone P11. It's going to be tight. Everyone's on a hot lap. 20 seconds left. Hulk goes P5. Wow. Go on, the Hulk. Yes, he did, Motorsport fan. Brilliant. Lawson's P5 now. Good lap from Lawson after the Hadjar DNF. So Colapinto's 15th at the moment. Has he? Albon's putting it on a quick time though. He's gone fastest in the first sector. He's had a good sector one. Can Albon put in a quick time? Gasly P7. Wow. Yes, motorsport fan. Wow. That's a great lap from Gasly. Hulk and Gasly doing it for the bottom feeders. Brilliant. Albon P8. So that means we've got Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda squeezing through in P15. That is not good enough. So we've lost Colapinto. We've lost Bortoleto. Yeah, so Colapinto out, unsurprisingly. We've also lost Bortoleto. I mean, that's the problem. You got Hulkenberg putting that Sauber P5 and Bortoleto down to P17. Not a good look for the rookie, that, really, even though I think he is a great driver. I think he's shown promise. Then we've got, oh wow, Lance Stroll. Albon has had a lap time deleted. Wow. Albon. He had his lap time deleted. He's out. Which means that Colapinto has scraped through to Q2. So Albon out. Lance Stroll out. Oh. Lance Stroll out. Yeah, so we've lost Stroll, we've lost Ocon. We've lost Stroll, Ocon, Albon, Hadjar, and Bortoleto. Not good. Not good. Not good at all for Haas. Yeah. Ocon, I don't know what's happened. Ocon has really, from the first half of the season, Ocon was really overperforming in that Haas. But Behrman's been showing him up, actually. Yeah, you're right, motorsport fan. Lance Stroll, he's had a stinker all day. In the sprint race, it was a stinker. Yeah, I know that motorsport. Alonso came out, put in a quick lap, back to the pits, chilling like a resident. I know. That's how good he is. But Ocon gone as well. Yeah, but rookie Behrman showing Ocon up again. So no real shocks in Q1. We've not lost any, no Mercedes drivers, no McLaren drivers, no Ferrari drivers. No, we haven't lost anyone in any big shocks. Even Yuki's managed to scrape through to Q2. The big surprise, I guess, there is Alexander Albon putting a quick time. I think it put in P8. And then he was disqualified, or he had that lap time removed because exceeding track limits. Another stinker qualifier for Alexander Albon. This track is not his friend. So tell me, are any of you having a little glass of beer, glass of wine this Saturday evening? I'm on a bottle of water. Oh, I know it's not very glamorous, is it? Not very glamorous. Yeah, it is tough for Alex. I mean, this track is no good for him. This is not a good track for Alexander Albon. But then Carlos Sainz representing Williams very well. It just goes to show, doesn't it? Any driver, they just need that good result. You know, ever since Sainz qualified P2 in Baku and finished P3, it's he's been consistently good. And he seems, I think you make your own luck. And once you've had this uptick in performance, yeah, I do. I think you make your own luck, and I think he's having some good luck. Exactly, Motorsport fan. Yeah, he's kind of feeling pressure from Sainz's recent form, isn't he? 100%. Whereas Alexander Albon was really taking Carlos Sainz to school all year. Now Sainz has had the only podium for Williams this year. Alexander Albon's I think that's Albon's issue. I'm not sure Albon's great with pressure. I don't think he's great with pressure. I know. I agree. Gasly, though, he put in fair play to Gasly. Yeah, and there's both the Alpines in Q2. That does not happen. I'm not even sure. Has that happened? Maybe once this season other than today. And don't forget that Alpine's got no upgrades. There's 0 upgrades on that car. It's the same shitbox it's been for the last 8 races. Well, let's say all the races, actually. I don't think it's more than 2 or 3, though, is it? I think it's more than 2 or 3. Oh, sorry, I just responded to Motorsport fan. Yeah, I don't think it's more than 2 or 3 times. So Lando Norris is complaining that his whole left grip of his steering wheel has come off. McLaren build quality. If any of you have ever been in a McLaren road car, that doesn't sound like that wouldn't happen in that car either. Bahrain, yeah, that's right. Didn't Gasly score points in Bahrain, didn't he? Yeah, I mean McLaren are feeling a little bit of the pressure, I think. I mean, to have both cars out in the sprint race. I think everyone's worried now that they're racing each other properly. So Ferrari's out early this time. Antonelli's out on track. Everyone's just trying to get clean air. Yep, you're right. Verstappen is only 55 points behind Piastri. If Piastri gets a DNF in this race and Verstappen wins it, whoa, wow, it gets exciting then, doesn't it? It does get exciting then for the end of the season. Yeah, exactly. We've got 5 rounds left and 2 more sprint race weekends. So 1 DNF from Piastri, it gets exciting. And if the McLarens take each other out and you get Lando and Piastri both getting a DNF in 1 Grand Prix, then yeah. And Verstappen wins, changes a lot, makes it a bit more exciting for the neutral fan, right? So the 15 cars in Q2 is Russell, Antonelli, Lawson, Behrman, Verstappen, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Hamilton, Sainz, Alonso, Piastri, Norris, Tsunoda, Yuki in Q2. Doesn't happen very often. I couldn't agree more, motorsport fan. Yeah, if McLaren do somehow lose the Drivers' World Championship, Lando or Piastri, neither of those guys win it, then it will go down as one of the biggest fuck-ups in F1 history. Yeah, I agree. Bottle job. Kimi Antonelli setting a bank a lap. Antonelli's got the fastest second sector. He's coming on to complete his lap, and he's putting a 1:33. Yeah, that's putting P1, putting a 1:33.0. Sainz has gone quickest in sector 1, though. I'd love to see it. So Sainz still on a quick lap. Lawson P3, Bem P2. Sainz is on a decent lap here. Verstappen's quickest in the first sector out of everybody. But let's see where Sainz can finish. He's looking for a quicker than a 1:33 dead. Oh, no. He's gone P2. He's gone P2 with a 1:33.0. Motorsport fans, because they have been owning this season for so long, but now Max has come back to Zin ever since. Exactly. I agree with Sema. Exactly. Now Max is putting pressure on him. And actually, there is this movie storyline developing. If Max wins this Drivers' Championship, I mean, it'll be one of the greatest comebacks in F1 history. I mean, with a car that looked absolutely awful for the first half of the season. Again, I think it's worth pointing out that the major upgrade change to that Red Bull car that's made it quicker and handled better was the floor upgrade. And that floor upgrade was an upgrade that Christian Horner authorised and organised and sanctioned. It was only rolled out when Laurent Mekies had already taken over the team. But that was a Horner upgrade that's improved that car. And people should remember that. Because Mekies is getting the credit for it, but that was a Horner upgrade. Oh no, Gasly got his lap time deleted. So Verstappen P1, Norris P2, Antonelli P3, Sainz P4, Piastri P5, Alonso P6, Behrman P7, the Hulkenbergs P8, Lawson P9, Leclerc's gone P2. Again, fastest third sector for Leclerc. Hamilton's on a lap. P4 for Hamilton. Yeah, Behrman is doing well again. He's quicker. He is quick, and he's not in a great car, is he? I'm telling you, Behrman will be a Ferrari driver in 2027. 100%. Gasly lost a bit there. Tsunoda's moaning about Lawson. Tsunoda's moaning about Liam Lawson, saying he's fucking with his lap. Saying he's slowing down on purpose, turn 11, trying to prevent Tsunoda getting a lap time in. I know. Stop complaining. You can just put a time in. Yeah, motorsport fans just watch Ferrari cooking it in quali, then become shit once again in the race. Yeah, probably because that Ferrari. We know the Ferrari's quick over one lap. Hamilton got the fastest lap of the race in Singapore just before his brakes exploded. I'm going to put my feet up again for this late night Q2. Alonso P8. He'll come out. Everyone will come out and have another crack. Obviously, another hot lap. Track is getting quicker. Both of those Alpines currently 14th and 15th. Tsunoda's 13th. Russell's down in P12. But Russell's come out now to do. He'll basically have a free track to put his lap in because he's down. He does need to put a banker in. Well, you're right, Behrman. Hulkenberg's in P10. I think Hulkenberg got a bit more pace. We could see the Hulk in Q3. I'm here for it. But Lawson ruffling some feathers in the Red Bull garage. The Motorsport fan says, if McLaren loses this Drivers' Championship, it'll be an absolute waste. And with next year being a big reset, it's not really guaranteed that we're back. Oh, exactly. We don't know how McLaren are going to do next year. It's no guarantee that on this new platform that they're going to be any good at all. We don't know. The Wooden says, have to wonder if McLaren were caught cheating or something when they went from half-second gap minimum to the rest of the field in every race to struggling for pole positions. I always wonder about this as well. If they found a hack, let's say, a loophole that they've been exploiting, and then somehow that loophole is now not possible to exploit, and then we see a team lose half a second in pace, I do wonder whether, there was something they were doing which they were sailing a bit close to the wind. I do wonder that with teams. Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting. I do like that theory, but it's got to be possible, right? Because they wouldn't be the first team to do that. Remember Benetton when they won their world championships, and Flavio Briatore's. It was their some tech they had off the line which gave them. I mean, the rumor is they were cheating, right? The rumor is they were cheating. I mean, Senna was convinced of it. Senna was convinced of it. Yeah, I mean, Flavio Briatore will do anything to win, and if he can find an angle, a loophole, which may or may not be cheating, is it an interpretation of the rules, or is it absolute cheating? I don't know. Maybe, he'll do anything to win though, but he's not the only one. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the one. Yeah, so look at when Aston were flying a couple of seasons ago, and then boom, back of the grid. Yeah, I know. It was basically after Lawrence Stroll took over Aston Martin. It was literally second season. It was like, how have you taken this team from a back market team to a front running team? I agree with you. And then now that the back, no, well, lower mid now, I'd say Alonso making it look better than it probably is. There's only 2 minutes left now. Hulkenberg's in the elimination zone. Lawson, Tsunoda, Colapinto. So we've still got Sainz to put in another lap. Alonso's going to put in another lap. Behrman's going to put in another lap. Norris is also. It's close, this, actually. Hulkenberg's on a lap now. Is he going to improve? It'll be his first Q3, Hulkenberg, if he gets there. No, the Audi car next year is going to be decent. Their power unit's good. Their power unit's good. There's no doubt about it. It'll be as good as Mercedes, there or thereabouts. But that's the thing. The Audi don't fail in motorsport very often. You know, if they decide to go and compete, then they come to play. Okay. 35 seconds left. Oh, the Hulk's missed it. Hulk has missed it. Behrman's P10. It's only really Colapinto and Gasly. I don't know whether he's going to do it. But it's a good result for Behrman. So you got Hulk out, Yuki out. Oh my God. Oh my God. Tsunoda. You can't keep doing that, Yuki. Verstappen puts it P1 and you're down in P13. You cannot expect to keep your drive. Well, you definitely won't. You're definitely already out. Gasly's got a chance. So Colapinto's out. Gasly, no go. So it's Lawson. It's not, I mean, Liam Lawson, I was expecting more from him. When Carlos Sainz is up in P7, that's his benchmark, right? Alonso through, though. Alonso through, P9. Not a bad result. Yeah, classic Renault. The Alpine is just no good. Yeah, and then obviously it's both the Alpines. Colapinto out. And we've got Gasly. So your top 10's Verstappen, Leclerc. And Gasly. Ollie Behrman through. Top 10 though. That's a good performance. Good performance by Behrman again. Impressive. Yeah, impressive. Lawson on his time deleted for that's how many people go out of track limits. It's happening all the time. There's so many big runoff areas on this track. Exceeding track limits it's going to happen a lot, even in the race. We'll see some penalties for sure. So great result for Sainz and Behrman there. I think they're best of the rest. Again, Behrman, rookie, showing. I'm telling you, Behrman's going to be a Ferrari driver, 2027. The one doesn't like this circuit. I like this circuit. Why don't you like it? I quite like it. It's terrible in the way that I think the track limits are. The track is so wide. The runoff areas are so big. I think exceeding track limits is very easy to do in this circuit. But I do quite like the elevations. 134 meter elevation. I don't mind it. I do prefer street circuits. Everyone knows I'm a street circuit fan. And dirty areas, sector 1, track limits, lack of gravel. Yeah, exactly. The runoff, the sort of the tarmac areas, the runoff tarmac areas are too big. They're too big. At least when you're on a street circuit, you can't exceed track limits because you're in the wall. But yeah, on a track like this, it's so wide. Yeah, Austria. It's a great track, Austria, though, isn't it? Ah, Austria's a great track. Fantastic. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it is a good track, though. It's fast track. I like Austria. Yeah, exactly. Which fit who else but Ocon? Yeah, do you know what? Esteban Ocon, what has happened to him? First half of the season. Hey, Daily CFC Focus. Welcome to our chat and F1 Grandstand. Lovely to have you here. You are very, very welcome. Yeah, so you're just getting into F1. Brilliant. You're in the right place because everyone's welcome, and we've got some professors in this community, and we've got loads of new people as well that are just getting into F1. And the best, where do you start? What is the most important knowledge for Formula One? Well, I think, where would I start if I was trying to introduce someone to Formula One? It's a very good question, that, because like the Woodens just said, there are some brilliant F1 documentaries which show the history from the 70s, because F1 has evolved from the 70s, 80s, 90s onwards to what we see today. And in the 70s, you'd lose on average. It was so dangerous. You'd lose about 3 drivers per year. Obviously, it's a manual car for a start, manual gearbox. 3 pedals, right? Clutch, brake, accelerator. V10s, V12s. Crazy. And glorious. But very, very dangerous. But the thing to know about F1 now is, well, yeah, I mean, if you watch now, you're just going to see quite a polished version of Formula One. And the brands, obviously, you might like Ferrari, so Ferrari might be your team. But you'll learn a lot from watching the Grand Prix and watching shows like this, because really what happens is, as you start watching, you have questions. That's the real thing. You might, even if it's as basic as pit stop strategy, right? You might say, why do some people have 2 pit stops, some people have 1 pit stops? What does it mean when people undercut? What's an undercut? What's an overcut? And these are all, and as you're watching, you'll have these questions. And if you're on one of these watch-alongs, you can basically ask those questions in the chat, and I'll answer them, or any of our community can answer them for you. And I think that's the best thing. Watch, ask questions, and then we can answer them for you as we go. And I think that's the best way to learn Formula One. So, who should you support? You see, a lot of people support their favourite teams, as in, if you love Ferraris, you'll follow Ferrari. If you started watching F1 back in the 90s or the 80s, you would have seen glorious years for McLaren and Williams, and obviously Ferrari. If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, well, then you're obviously going to be a Mercedes fan because he's won most of his world championships there. If you're a Max Verstappen fan, you might like Red Bull. And Red Bull are a fairly new team on the grid, but they've been, 20 years. Won a lot of constructors. Oh, the Jackie Stewart, Jim Clark, Senna, and Schumacher, all great documentaries. I also liked the Damon Hill documentary on Sky. I thought that was very good. I don't know if you watched that. Renault for 2 years with Alonso, that's right. Look at Benetton. Flavio Briatore is an interesting guy in the grid. Frank Williams, fascinating story. Just Frank Williams' story. Brilliant. Adrian Newey. The new F1 movie was a great movie. It's not an exact representation of Formula One. It's been Hollywoodized, obviously. Yeah, the Williams era, the Mansell, Prost, Hill and Vildt, great times. Hakkinen, yeah, and Coulthard. They were some good seasons, right? Mika Hakkinen, David Coulthard. Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine at Ferrari. Eddie Irvine, quite possibly one of the greatest number 2 drivers ever. Played the team game for Michael, didn't he? But some people follow drivers more than they follow teams. So if their driver moves teams, they'll still be supporting their driver. Yeah, Mansell. You know what I liked about Mansell is he was from Birmingham in England, and his accent, it was so dull. I loved it. Yeah, bad pit stop from Ferrari cost him. Do you remember when his wheel came off in Monaco? Yes, you like Piastri to drive, but you like Mercedes, the brand, right? The team, the works team. Well, I'll tell you a good place to start if you're into Formula One. Drive to Survive will give you a good idea. There's a TV series called Drive to Survive on Netflix. I agree with that, the wouldn't. Purely working class. Got his break with Colin Chapman at Lotus, didn't he? Good driver. That red 5 on that Williams. And he was truly working class. And you don't get that in motorsport anymore. You don't get the working class hero. It's way too expensive to break into Formula One. There's another good film of, well, Niki Lauda and James Hunt. They had an amazing season. It's a great program. Yeah, Drive to Survive will definitely get you a good broad knowledge of who's in the sport today. They've got like 5 seasons as well, I think, or maybe even 6 seasons of Drive to Survive, and you can just binge watch that, and it'll give you a really good idea of who's who in the sport right now. It's a very good series to watch. Rush. Yeah. Lauda and Hunt is that's a great film. It's a great film. Niki Lauda, by the way, what a driver he was. What a driver. And Hunt the Shunt. Oh, so Russell's out on a fast lap now, by the way, boys and ladies. Q3, 8 minutes left. Behrman's currently out P1. Russell's putting a quick lap here. He's fastest in Sector 1 and Sector 2. George Russell. He's gone P1. I think Alonso was just stolen the slipstream. Just stole the slipstream. Oh, 100%. Q3 is back, baby. Yeah, Lauda is one of the bravest men to ever get in an F1 car. And he's a freaking genius as well. How he set the cars up. Unbelievably clever. Such a... Well, yeah, he wasn't just a driver. He knew about engineering as well. And he didn't come from money either. He was, believe it or not, Niki Lauda did not come from a family with money. He worked his way into the sport by being smart. Very smart. F1, obviously this channel's F1 Grandstand and I'm Tony Craig, your host. What, Lauda's uncle owned a bank? Provisional poll for Norris. What? So his uncle owned a bank and wouldn't give him a penny? Oh my god. Well, I hope he regretted that. Because Lauda, excellent, one of the best world champions we've had. Unbelievable. Verstappen P1. I actually think sometimes family might not give you money because they think it's dangerous. And back then it was dangerous. Very dangerous. And they probably didn't want them killing themselves in a Formula One car. Yeah, Max is flying. P1. He's 4/10 quicker than Norris. So you see, because I've been watching Formula One for so long, like I like drivers. I kind of so right now, Max Verstappen is the best driver without a doubt. But is he my favorite driver? No. I do rate Fernando. I like Fernando Alonso because he's the oldest guy in the grid. He's going to be 45 next year, and he's going to be driving an Aston Martin designed by Adrian Newey. Now, that's a name you're going to need to know. Daily Focus. Adrian Newey is the most valuable person in Formula One sport. He has designed 14 cars that have won World Constructors titles. He's won more titles as an individual than anyone else in the sport's history. The highest amount of titles a driver has won is 7. That's Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton. But Adrian Newey has won twice that in his career as designing cars. His cars have won 14 World Constructor titles. So you need to know Adrian Newey is the MVP, and he is a part owner of Aston Martin, newly part owner of Aston Martin, and he is designing their 2026 car. Now, Fernando Alonso, which brings me full circle to my point, is the oldest driver on the grid. He should have won more world championships than he has. He's won 2. I think he can win his 3rd next year. So I'm rooting for him. I obviously respect Lewis Hamilton for winning 7 world championships. It's incredible what he's done. Incredible what he's achieved in the sport. Out of the rookies, I think that Behrman's looking pretty good. He's driving a Haas. Now, a Haas is the cheapest team on the grid. They're worth about $1 billion. Their car is entirely built out of the Ferrari parts bin. So what they do is they take the Ferrari engine, the Ferrari gearbox, Ferrari suspension, and they just build a chassis. So it's a very cheaply run team. But Oliver Behrman, who is a rookie driver who's driving for Haas for this year and next year, he will be a Ferrari driver in 27. And he's a rookie, first season of Formula One, and he's doing well. Isaac Hadjar's doing very well, his first season of Formula One at Red Bull. So yeah, I mean, I actually think though for the future of this sport lies with, I think Verstappen, I think Oscar Piastri, Carlos Sainz is great. He's had a tough season, but he's finding some form in that Williams. I think you're going to see 2026 really shake it all up. And it's a good time to be a new fan, Daily Focus, because in 2026, it's brand new cars, brand new engines, brand new everything, really. So when we have to have these major regulation changes every 5 years, and what it does is it levels the playing field out, where right now we've seen McLaren who have been dominant. Next year, we could see Aston Martin dominant because it's a brand new platform and it's an exciting time in Formula One when this happens. Cadillac are coming to the grid for their first season. So, yeah, it's a good time to start to get into Formula One. We do a live stream Monday to Friday, 7:30 GMT UK time every night. We talk about F1 news. And we do live watch-alongs when the Grand Prix are on, covering the Grand Prix, the qualifying, the sprint races, etc., the practice sessions. So you can keep up to date daily, check in with us and join the community. You will learn loads. Yeah, definitely. You know, you can get the F1 app's pretty good. Oh, is it £2 a month? Well, a lot you'll get off the F1 app. You know, you're going to get here because the F1 app where you get the live timings, we are launching live timings. We're going to try and get them done this week. So we'll have them on for Mexico Grand Prix. We'll have all live data on this stream. So save your £2 a month. Save it. You can get it all from us for free. Don't you worry about that. You're able to have that on our live streams next weekend. Yeah, so Motorsports fans talking about Lance Stroll. He's now on 7 penalty points. Now that's interesting because when a driver, just for your benefit, Daily Focus, when a driver, so each driver has a super license and you pick up penalty points. Once you hit 12 penalty points in a 12-month period, you get a 1-race ban. Right now, Verstappen is in P1. Norris is in P2. Russell P3. Antonelli P4. Bem P5. Sainz P6. Piastri P7. Alonso P8. Hamilton P9. Leclerc P10. Yeah, you can watch it on TV. Where in the world are you, Daily Focus? Where do you live? Are you in America, UK, Australia? In the UK, you can watch it. You can get Sky coverage. In America, I think it's ESPN. I know. Max is 4/10 quicker. I know. You've got F1 TV and Sky. Yeah, so you can watch all of on the F1 channel on Sky. You can watch all of the F1 coverage. All the practice, FP1, FP2, FP3, sprint races, qualifying, and the race, all on Sky. Yeah, you don't need to say it, but Sky, yeah, Sky F1. So Hamilton's gone up to P4. Not quick enough. For Verstappen's provisional pole. Piastri's on a quick lap, I hope. Leclerc's in P2. That Ferrari's always quick over one lap. We know that. And Leclerc he's been good in qualifying. Russell's gone P3. Norris P4. Piastri's got to put a lap in here. Piastri. Norris has gone P2. Front row for Norris. Good lap from Norris. Piastri's P6. That's not good enough. Russell P4, Leclerc P3, Hamilton P5, Piastri P6. Oh, Piastri is not getting it together. Behrman P8. That's a good result in that Haas. Sainz P9, Alonso P10. Pretty much as expected. Wow. So your pole sitter again. Yeah, I mean this is absolutely remarkable. Max Verstappen and that Red Bull, the improvements from Monza onwards, new floor has changed that Red Bull into the best car on the grid. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's right, Daily Focus. That's it for today. But tomorrow is race day. Full Grand Prix. Full Grand Prix tomorrow, which starts at 8 o'clock UK time. We will all be watching it together. So from 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll watch the entire race. You don't want to miss the start. Yeah, you're right, the Wooden. Oscar is joking, isn't he? I really thought he was gonna bring his A game. I actually thought Oscar was gonna be on pole. Norris again showing Oscar how to do it. It's you know what? Mark Webber is Oscar Piastri's manager. I think Webber and Piastri need to spend some time tonight uh, having a chat, because something is not right with Piastri. And Behrman has been dominating Ocon for the last 3 races. The veteran, really. Ocon's what, 28 years old, against Behrman in his first season. I mean, if you're Ocon in that situation, you're absolutely fuming with yourself. Getting shown up by Oliver Behrman in his rookie season, like, that is not good news for Ocon. It really isn't. When the first half of the season, as expected, Ocon was scoring points in that Haas. But there we have it. That's your qualifying. Max Verstappen in the Red Bull, shown us yet again why he's nicknamed Mighty Max, putting that car on pole. And absolutely, if you have been watching, you have enjoyed, please smash a like on the video. It makes a big difference to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified when we're streaming live. We are streaming live again for the race tomorrow at 8 o'clock GMT. Hopefully, Daily Focus, Motorsport Fan, The Wooden, Gemma, and who else has been with us tonight? Destroy Television as well. I hope you're all with us tomorrow at 8 p.m. And Sema as well, of course. Loads of you in the chat today. Brilliant. 8 p.m. tomorrow. We'll watch the race together. It's going to be a good one. Piastri, what is he going to do from P6? Well, we're going to find out tomorrow. Do get a good night's sleep. Enjoy your Sunday. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all at 8 o'clock GMT. Thanks so much for watching. Ta-ta.